See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day. But not talking intoxicating rage, not this is far more tragic than what's comprehended. This has got to stop, I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition. Believe it, especially when you hate and aim to kill a man.
TOTB. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another fire episode of Thinking Outside the Box podcast. Man, last show was, we already know, man. Thank you guys for commenting and sharing. Thank you for the love that you guys have been giving us throughout this whole season, man. We had a lot of controversial topics. We had some topics that was kind of crazy. But overall, man, I will say that this has been a great season. This officially is the last season, guys, of season 1. So once again, man, thank you guys for all your support, chiming in, supporting, liking, commenting, sharing, telling your friends, and your friends, and your friends' friends about the show, man. So once again, we love y'all. We thank y'all. Of course, we're going to introduce the guys. Before we get started, Mr. Controversial himself, Moolah Monster himself. Say what's up to the people, man.
What's up, people? Go find me at Moolah Monster Collections on Instagram.
You know it. Right here, man. Philosopher himself. Say what's up to the people, bro.
What's up, people? You can reach me at black_scholar00.
You know it. All the way over there to the left. Needs no introduction, man. Holy Grind.
Blessings, great people, man. Reach me at Holy Grind on Instagram or Facebook, Holy Grind -H Grinds, and that's with a Z.
You know it. And of course, I am Reggie Moving Forward. You can find me at the NASSOCIETY. And of course, we are
Thinking Outside the Box.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, because this is our last episode of season 1, there has been a lot of great shows we had, man. And at the end of the show, we're going to do a small little recap and things like that. But this topic, of course, Grind is the only person that can explain the way we wanted to say it. So tell me what we're talking about today, bro.
So, it ain't no secret what's going on, man. What's the most popping? What's popping the most on social media? What everybody talking about? And it wouldn't be right if we wouldn't address it. Of course, we're going to address it from a different perspective. But we just want us to give a shout out real quick to Kwame Brown.
Shout out to Kwame Brown.
Shout out to Kwame. You know, and the topic of today's discussion for us would be, do we need a little bit more of Mama seasoning? Do we need a little bit more of Mama seasoning?
Mama seasoning always good.
It is good. It is good, especially what's going on right now. It's been real good.
Right.
One of the most entertaining things on media is what's going on with the Kwame Brown thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's crazy because we ain't calling it the Steven Jackson thing. We ain't calling it the Matt Barnes thing. We calling it the Kwame Brown thing.
Yeah.
Because Kwame done took off from this, man. And I'm just, from my perspective, I ain't got nothing against Steven Jackson. I ain't got nothing against Matt Barnes, and the stuff that went on. But, man, I like Kwame Brown, bro. I like Kwame.
Hey, let's go back, though. Let's go back and let's detail how it all started. You
Okay.
know? We all know Kwame was #1 pick. Yeah. We all know that, right? We all know Michael Jordan picked him #1, right? 18-year-old kid, you know, up under Michael Jordan, tutelage. It's be kind of rough, you know what I'm saying? But he you know, took it in and, you know what I'm saying, kept it moving. But I look at it like this too, you know, when you're a #1 pick, you supposed to show and prove, you know what I'm saying, why you #1 pick. I feel everybody in NBA should, I think they know how to play. You know what I'm saying? That's you know, they know how to play. It's over like 300-400 people in the NBA. They got there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think he has some built up anger. You know what I'm saying? That he's been holding in for so many years. And you look at his travel, the man went from being up under Michael Jordan, drafted, then being up under Kobe. Like these two stern guys, you know what I'm saying?
Two of the greatest, in my opinion.
Yeah, two of the greatest. And for you to be a young kid up under these two guys, and they hard nosed, or I know he was a lot of, you know, butt jokes in practice. I know he was, you know what I'm saying? But I look at Kwame now, and since I didn't know he was a little bright and funny.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
hilarious.
He should have been on social media, man. This man,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that he's especially Stephen A. Smith.
Oh my God.
Like I'm glad that he's coming at him because I've been looking at it even when other people, like even when Jalen Rose was checking him out, but Stephen A. is a clown.
Very much so.
He's a clown. You know what I'm saying? And it's bad because he got a platform to help us. You know what I'm saying? To help young black kids. You know what I'm saying? But you calling like they was calling Chris Bosh Spice.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like what? Like
Especially what he dealing with as far as individually. You know what I'm saying? As far as his health wise, like why would you even go there knowing what he dealing with as far as his health?
Yeah.
And let me say this about the when you say, I don't even think it's a lot of built up hostility though.
I'm glad you said that.
I don't think it's a lot of built up hostility, and the reason I don't think it's a lot of built up hostility is because what he doing is so fluent and it's so him. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he forcing nothing or like it ain't really like it's, even though it's vulgar to an extent, it's really not aggressive. It's really like he just putting little boys in their place. What does he call them? Little boys. That's why we made the topic. Do we think we need a little bit more mama seasoning? Do we need a little bit more people that's gonna come up and start checking these people that got these platforms that use them for the wrong reason when there's so much other things that they could use them for? And a perfect example, let's deal with this real quick. Let's deal with the Stephen A. Smith thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why Stephen A. Smith's so bogus about his attack on Kwame Brown, right? So he said he wasn't gonna say nothing back to Kwame Brown, but he ended up doing it a few days ago. He got on there and he talked about how he says that Kwame. I'm not talking about Kwame Brown, the person. I'm talking about his basketball, right? What he is as far as basketball. Then he showed this clip of him where he ain't did. Where he was missing the ball, dropping the ball.
Yeah.
But if you go look at other clips, he got highlight clips too. He got highlight clips too. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, let's not even go into that right now. Let's go off of what he said about how we're here to critique basketball. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not here to talk about him. Personally, he's a great guy. This Stephen A. Smith. Right. He's so full of crap with that because, okay, perfect example. You look at Kobe, right? Now, we hear about Kobe, and after Kobe's death, we hear more about how he was as a great person. A lot more. But they talk about how people are as a people too. It's just that Kobe was a dominant player.
Yeah.
So before we hearing all this stuff, now he's dead, and which was a tragedy, and we hear all this great stuff about him off the court. His dominance on the court outweighed anything that he was doing off the court, right? Y'all agree with me with that? Yeah. His dominance outweighed anything he was doing off the court. But you heard a little bit about him. And that's the problem. We don't give people their flowers while they're here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you hear all this other stuff about him. Now, going back to that, dealing with the same thing, let's look at Kwame Brown. Now, he didn't have as great of a basketball career as a Kobe Bryant, but the man played basketball, and Stephen A. Smith out his own mouth said he's a great guy. And that's my biggest problem with ours people who got this platform is because if his character and his integrity outweighs his basketball play, why is it that you want to take his basketball and that's all you talk about? Why not talk about how good of a person he is? Why not talk about what he does for the community?
Well, he's getting paid to talk about to critique his basketball skills.
Now check this out. He getting paid to do that, but that's not the only thing he critiques. Perfect example, dealing with Stephen A. Smith, right? I'm glad you said that because that's the same thing he'll say. And what about when Terrell Owens checked him about what he said about
being in the Hall of Fame?
About being in the Hall of Fame and about when my bag, man.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? He checked him about. It was something else he checked him about, man.
He was saying that Stephen A. He's saying that, first of all, guys, we're talking about a topic. I want you to pay attention to this, right? There was an episode where, if you don't watch, First Take, right? It was called Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
Stephen A. Smith is on the show with a guy named Max Kellerman, right? Max Kellerman. If you watch the show, you could tell Max Kellerman is a Caucasian man, but he speaks up for black people, right? Terrell Owens was on the show and said that Max Kellerman talked more about uplifting black people than Stephen A.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Correction. He said he's seen more black than him.
Yeah,
you
he's-
just
right.
reminded me.
He's
When they
seen
be talking
more
about Colin
black.
Kaepernick,
Kaepernick, yep.
and that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Now with that, you jog my memory. So we're talking about Colin Kaepernick. Now he wasn't just critiquing Colin Kaepernick's football play. He was critiquing the fact that Colin Kaepernick, when they went to retry him out,
Yep.
that he was like, man, I want them to see the whole workout. They dropped his
Oh,
paperwork
yeah.
on me at the last minute, and he went in on Colin Kaepernick. Just go do what they
Big
say.
time, big
Just go
time.
do this. Go do this. So he not only critiquing your play, because if he was just critiquing
Yeah.
his play, he wouldn't have got into that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I have a problem with him, because you're supposed to just critique his play, and then don't make it no long, thing. Like you on air for an hour. How 10 minutes gonna be? You know what I'm saying to Kwame Brown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Well-
I just look at it like I'm glad he did that to Stephen A. He on his rant and he ain't letting up. You know what I'm saying, B? He ain't letting up at all.
I think, Stephen A. got all of us to enjoy Mama's cooking. Right?
Indeed, indeed, facts.
If it wasn't for Stephen A., the world wouldn't be able to experience all this cooking. So, I'm a Kwame supporter. I support the underdog, you know what I mean? So, shout out to Kwame.
Shout out to Kwame.
What about before you go? What about with him and Charlemagne?
Oh,
What do you mean? What
Now, Charlemagne, I think did.
he
I
did
don't
a
think
little
he-
bit extra.
I don't think he has went as hard as Stephen A. because Stephen A. been doing this for 20,
20
years.
years.
Yeah.
But
I think his was more lethal because
It was lethal, but-
he went into his family business. Like this other guy was talking about him personal
Career,
but
yeah.
dude went into something personal that, I mean,
yeah,
but when he say he don't think it was as bad as Stephen A., you got to think though. If Kwame is such a great person, why would you spend 20 years talking down on this guy and degrading this guy
Right.
game when he's such a great person?
Right.
Like, and you one of my people. You one of my people. You my people.
but you just said the key word, degrading his game.
But we still know that's still it. But
but
you
that
got,
can hurt you personally.
and you
I
got people that
understand
look
that,
up to
but-
you.
but-
You got kids that got
But
to listen to
Charlemagne
this.
really putting out,
Oh, I don't take nothing away from
he
that. yeah.
didn't say some damage.
He come and
Yeah.
apologize, didn't he?
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
apologize by letting the world know that my daddy killed his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just like, so we don't shed light on that.
Yeah.
And why even bring that to the public stage though? Why even talk about that?
What's the dude? What's the dude? Dr. Boyce
Watkins, yeah,
Watkins,
yeah,
Boyce
yeah,
Watkins.
Yeah.
Man,
B scholar guy.
that's your
I watched Boyce right there.
that's your guy, man.
He has some interesting topics. I listen to Boyce Watkins. I got no issue with him.
So
Well, we mess with Charlemagne, so but
I don't mess with no Charlemagne.
I root for Charlemagne.
I don't like Charlemagne. I'm through with him, bro.
But what you finna say about Watkins?
Okay, so he addressing this Kwame Brown thing, and he say Charlemagne this guy. Remember we was talking on the show about how we was talking about the violence in the community,
Okay.
and we was talking about how somebody can get shot, somebody will be a shooter in the community, and we embrace them.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
man, he a gunner, he be
Yeah.
hunting his business, see that. But then as soon as one of ours get killed by the police, we want to go in on them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like, why do we do that? Why do we accept these people this damaging to our community? I think that's another instance when you look at like a Charlemagne. You know what I'm saying? And especially with Dr. Boyce, because if you look at what he was accused of, not just what he was accused of, but the image that they portray on their show. Like when he gave this dude a mold of his butt. And he on TV sticking his finger in the butt.
Crazy.
Come on, man. Like this the type of stuff y'all want our kids and teenagers to be, you know what I'm saying? And you on here talking about that's my friend. this and that. When, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, that's the problem. Why don't we hold them accountable for what they do? Because he is a part of the agenda of what they trying to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as world, the population, you know what I'm saying? This homosexual agenda and all this stuff too. Ain't got nothing against homosexuals. That's your choice. But there is an agenda. Anybody who don't see that or won't admit to that, they'll lie to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to force it on everybody else. Why is it that you can't just, if you want to be gay or you want to be a lesbian, hey, you have that right to be. But why do I have to accept it like it's the normal? I don't have to accept that. I don't have to believe in that. I don't have to embrace that. You like it, that's between you and God. Got nothing to do with me. So we know there's something because you're trying to force it upon us and you're trying to force it upon our kids. But when you got people who uphold all this other stuff and come on TV with molds of butt, sticking your finger in it, rubbing the butt, you telling dude to lick the butt. Like, come on, man. Why y'all don't address dude? Why y'all talking about Kwame basketball game? And if you really look at his basketball game and you look at the statistics, for real, Kwame Brown, the more he played, the better, the more productive he was.
Yeah, if he played more minutes, he was more productive.
He was more productive. So that go to tell you that there was something else that was going on with him. And they brought a lot of stuff out when they was talking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the more, no matter what season
with
it was.
injuries and stuff like that.
Yep, and not even just that. Like he said, they wanted to stop kids from coming in from high school because it was taking money away from the colleges.
Yeah.
You know, so we act like this stuff ain't happening. Like, oh, that's just a conspiracy. That ain't no conspiracy theory, man. That's stuff that they do.
I kind of think everything happened for a reason. Like maybe if Kwame didn't go through that and we would have never heard his voice. We would have never had the opportunity to have
let me tell you something though. We want it to be fair game. It's some Caucasians who was number 2, number 3 picks that was shitty. You know what I'm saying? Darko Milicic. It's people. And he was number 2 pick. Man. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know.
He was already grown. He wasn't no kid.
Right.
Kwame was a kid.
What I'm saying, but who you wanted to make it fair game? Who
I would like for you to spread. If you're gonna belittle people, belittle the people. Belittle everyone. Don't just.
Well, that don't sell though.
No, listen. No, right. What sell? Understand that. It's selling. It's just that when Disney can hire you to talk about your own people. That's great for them.
So we saying the same thing.
Yeah. But listen, but that's not great for you within your own because now you got people like Kwame pointing the finger like this is what you're doing. People really been pointing the finger. If you look at Jalen Rose, he been saying that. Now time then caught up. You know what I'm saying? They've been calling people out their names.
But I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying is it was important that everything played out so Kwame could surface and get this this type of conversation going on. Because if it been happening and it been going on, why nobody been saying that?
Well, like I said,
it's some.
Shout out to Jalen Brown. Shout out to Jalen Brown.
Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose. Shout out to Jalen Rose. My bad.
Hey, the reason why, I'm going to tell you why. The reason why sometimes it don't come out because most of the times the NBA players who finally retire, what do they usually end up doing? Commentating, journalists, same shit that they always point a finger at these guys doing. And then when they get in that spotlight, they almost pick up the same type of habits that these other journalists pick up. So it stays in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Never comes to light. Jalen Rose was a different type of person because he didn't need me to. He went to Michigan for mass communication. Yeah. So he was going to get there regardless without Disney.
So let me ask you this: do you think that they just picked it up, or do you think that it's scripted? That they go forth and they do? Is it an agenda?
I think they do.
So that's what Kwame is saying.
I think they hired Stephen A. and certain people, Rob Parker, certain people to talk about us because. It looked bad when a white male talk about us personally. You know what I'm saying? So we can get their own, and they've been doing that since the earlies, right? It's history.
Shout out to Mama's Cooking. He just put a little seasoning on that.
Also, that's a good point because you just hit it right on. I was about to say that. Stephen A., Rob Parker, Jason Whitlock. You know,
Coon.
When you think about these people, you hear the word Uncle Tom and
Buck Coon,
all that. These people we're upset, but these people were put in that position to talk about black people, right? They were put there. They just didn't say, okay, I'm gonna do this. No, they know who to put there. So we talking about a platform, right? Utilizing the platform to speak about what's right. And Grind, you brought up something that made me jog my memory. The Colin Kaepernick situation, right? When there was reportedly teams giving him a tryout, and Colin showed up with his attire on, with his,
on film, people.
Right. With the
Stephen A was like, "Why are you doing all that? Just go out there and just work out for him.
Yeah.
Do what Master say. You want a job, right?
Right.
You want a job, right?
Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, at what point
Do we call him out?
do we call him out and say, man, they got to be paying you millions of billions of dollars for you to just come on national TV and just talk about black people like that? Colin Kaepernick ain't do nothing to us but try to stand up for us, and you telling him, go out there and throw the ball for him. You want a job, right? Why you wearing that?
Well, I thought you were just here to talk about his play. Now you were talking about what he wearing.
Listen.
See what I'm saying? It's a double standard with that dude. It's just, man, because it ain't caught up with him now. Now you saying it's all about how they play, but like you said, if it was all about how he play, I don't care what you would. Instead of you saying why you coming out there, I don't care what he's playing. I don't care what he's wearing. Let him play so we can see what he got. No, you got to go into all this other stuff. What he wearing? Yeah. Why he can't just do it on their terms? Why he need on his own terms? No, why don't you just stick to when he played basketball? I mean, when he played football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stick to when he played football. Same thing with Kwame. But if it's not, but you have proven that it's not, I've heard him say a lot of good things about even Kobe. You know what I'm saying? But they was good things because he had good basketball play. But because he feel like Kwame is a bust when he ain't never no bust. I don't believe he no bust. Matter of fact, when you look at his career, he wasn't no bust.
I just said you made it to the NBA.
That's a 1%, right?
You're not a bust, first of all. And Stephen A, like certain people who critique basketball or critique sports
Don't even play basketball.
and it's so crazy because you ain't gotta play it a little bit, but when you go overboard and calling people trash, I want to trade him for a box of cereal. When you start saying stuff like that, Joe, you should be able to play.
Right.
When he played, Stephen A. Smith played
ain't
when he
talking
was in
about-
the NBA.
no,
We ain't talking about the grade school.
Right.
Your
Talking about
grandma's trophy.
play,
Yeah.
boy.
Because
You should be good
You should
with
be
that
real
ball.
good when you start calling names. Talking about
Trash.
I can see if Jordan up there talking about
Right.
What if your son watching the game
Yeah, exactly.
and they keep saying, they putting in the trash can again,
And that's what I'm saying.
And the son
Oh,
don't even know who he is.
Right, who the trash
that
can?
dude right there, the
That's my
trash
dad.
can. Yeah.
And
That ain't cool.
and that's what we saying about when you got your own people to get these platforms.
So he
You know
should
what I'm
keep
saying?
that foot on their neck.
He said he is.
You know?
He said he
I'm following
is.
him.
Hey, mama,
I'll follow him on it.
and listen, the man only had like about 3,000 followers on Instagram
Until this happened.
until it's
Oh
happened,
yeah.
Joe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he say people be in his comments, like he can just be saying like, good morning, people, nice day. And people be in his comments like, well, it wasn't a nice day when you missed that layup. Or just be killing them. Like,
Those are trolls, though, right?
Trolls.
yeah, but it's like, I see why he wasn't on social media, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that, and first of all, like I told y'all, I don't feel sorry for nobody who made $65 million, you know what I'm saying, within his career. I don't feel sorry for him. So whatever they said about you on ESPN, nigga, you can turn that off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever. You collecting a check.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You taking care of your family. You know what I'm saying? So be that. But my thing is, the reason why I say he held it for so long is because he's mentioning old interviews like over 15 to 20 years ago. Right. You know what I'm saying? Where people were saying certain things and where like you can tell like he been wanting to say this. But when you listen, you can't, when you working for Mike, you can't sit on the bed about Mike. This is Mike's house. You feel me? The house that Mike built. You go over there to Kobe, you can't say nothing bad about Kobe. Kobe run the NBA.
Hey, and Kobe dogged him.
You know what I'm saying?
Kobe dogged him before.
Most people dog.
And you know what though? This the crazy thing. When you really think about it, when he got to Kobe, it was like 2005. 2005, I think, was the first year playing with Kobe. And in actuality, he wasn't nothing but like that. He would have been equivalent to a person fresh out of college, and he was averaging like 8 points.
Yeah.
And 6 rebounds, like 8 points. So that really wasn't bad.
Good
That's
with
good.
Kobe,
Coming playing with
Kobe
Kobe.
shooting.
You playing with Kobe on the Lakers, and that's like you coming fresh out of college. It's just because of the hype at your age that you did come in, you didn't like they wanted you to be this spectacular player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That they thought you not factoring in the fact that you are playing with a
major superstar.
You playing with Michael Jordan, who's on his way out, so he ain't got the patience to deal with you like he was dealing with other people that was coming up with him. You know, with people like with Judd Bustlers and the Dickie Seconds to be like players. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but. You think about that, but that's why we say we need more mama seasoning, because we need more people to speak up about this stuff and attack people who don't take that stuff into consideration. Yeah. Not changing the subject, but another thing it reminds me of is y'all remember when Monique snapped on Netflix?
Yeah.
Remember when Monique snapped on Netflix?
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I say we need a little bit more of that, because a lot of people looked at her like she was wrong.
Yeah,
a lot of people said she was crazy.
A lot of people, our people,
they're trying to tell her worth.
Exactly.
Right. What is wrong
and then
with
our people backing that up, like she getting $2 million.
Yeah.
You know, but hold
when they giving Amy Schumer, a white girl, $1 million, like come on, man, like really?
You just equivalent, and our people to say that y'all equivalent to them telling LeBron to shut up and dribble. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like just shut up and take what they gonna give you. Now I got the right to speak up for myself. Now if it caused them not to do business with me, I still have that right. And you know who else pissed me off about that? That's why I said we need a little bit more mama seasoning, a little bit more mama's cooking. Was when she went on Steve Harvey show.
Oh,
and
that's another person,
man. And he put it out there, bro. Steve Harvey said,
be humble.
She was talking about her integrity.
Yeah.
She was like, before we had the bag, before it was about money, it was about integrity.
Yeah.
And Steve Harvey said out his mouth, I would not, for the sake of my integrity, risk not being able to give to those that are counting on me. Mm-hmm. So in actuality, people clapping like he said a good thing. Yeah. Wait a minute. So you telling us you will sell out for the bag?
Oh my God.
And what you're really saying and what you're saying is that my people the people that you taking care of, wait a minute, they ain't got no talent, they ain't got no gifts,
right?
They can't be rich, they can't take care of themselves.
But
you willing to sell your integrity, sell yourself out.
Steve's saying that sitting in a different chair. Him and Monique was in two different positions. So everything he was saying was subjective. What he wouldn't do. But he ain't living that way. You get what I'm saying? She was really talking about how Oprah made her feel.
Yeah, and they try to blackball her.
And then, like if you go against the power structure, Joe, nobody even wanted to side with her when she went against the power structure.
Put your album on the shelf.
She said they all did it behind the scene. They all told her she ain't do nothing wrong.
But it take a Monique to open doors for the next Monique. You know what I'm saying?
That's more mama season.
And that's what Kwame doing for the next 18-year-old who get drafted. We need to push the envelope. We need to do it because black media, you know what I'm saying, don't look out for us. So it's us. So it's up for us to tell our own story. And that's why I was saying with Kwame. Kwame, okay, you've been letting everybody else tell your story. You know what I'm saying? He been making fun of himself because he got a YouTube page that said Bust Life. You know what I'm saying? So, he used that old Eminem thing, make fun of myself, for nobody else won't make fun of me.
And I am
but that don't work though. You know what I'm saying with him. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you want to tell your own story in life. You know what I'm saying? If this is your art, and I was just telling you, B, we were just having this conversation yesterday. I say, it's time for the ghostwriters to start getting paid.
Sure is.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because other people been saying you this and you that for so many years. It's time for you to start getting paid and start telling your story. Man. Saying what you do. That's why it's clicking for him now. You know what I'm saying? He owned Becky with the good hair. He owned Steven Jackson, called a man a fake Black Lives Matter.
Did you hear what he told him? He said, I bet they rub your balls. And shit, you go out there and do a good job, little boy.
He said he gonna beat him up. He said he gonna hit him a couple times, lay on the ground, and push down his head in the motherfucking mud with his good hair.
That's funny, man. Then you think about it like guys like, I'm trying to really remember Matt Barnes playing. You know, like Matt Barnes, I can probably count on one hand how many plays I seen Matt Barnes was like, damn, that was cold. You see what I'm saying? Steven Jackson's a baller. Now, I take nothing away from him. Stephen Jackson was a baller with the right team, right? What does being a bust look like in the NBA? Is it no points and 50 rebounds? Is it 50 points and no rebounds and no assists?
Let me tell you.
What is considered a bust when it comes to basketball?
Let me tell you. Kwame is a bust compared to Shaq.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Compared to Shaq, he's trash. But compared to the 9th, the 10th player on the team, you know what I'm saying? He's getting minutes. You know what I'm saying?
But I would have an argument with that.
Why?
Me too.
This
Because,
go ahead. Why would you say?
I want to ask. Go ahead.
No, I mean, compared to, I get what you're saying, the comparison, but shit, he got a whole lot of other people behind him that ain't never made it to the league.
I just said that.
So what I'm saying is he can't get no bust title.
But this is what I'm saying.
Compared to the number one centers in the league. See, they don't compare you to the last man on the bench. When you're the number one pick, they compare you to the future, the Hall of Famers,
But
the top centers in the league. They compare him to Kareem and all this when he came in the league.
But that's before. That's potential. But it's other things that weigh in. That's why I say I couldn't agree with that. Is because he's not as good as a player as Shaquille O'Neal. But when you look at his statistics, even his shooting percentage over his life, over his career of basketball is like 45%.
It should be. He's 7-1.
But listen to what I'm saying.
Now
though.
you throw it in the very.
You throwing it in the very. But this is what I'm saying.
You read that by the rim.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. But then you got other people right by the rim taller and blocking that. The superstars. But this is what I'm saying. I can't say he a bust because if you look at his statistics, the more he played, the more productive he was. Also, I look at what if they invested more time into him. You know what I'm saying? Like if they really invested more time in. But the biggest problem I believe was the fact that he came in under Mike and Mike did him like he did.
That was his original argument.
Once Mike did him like he did, nobody else wanted to take the chance. A perfect example was Kobe. And I love Kobe. I believe he's the second best to ever play the game. That's my opinion. He said second best. I believe he believed one. I got Mike, then Kobe. You know what I'm saying? He think Kobe, then Mike.
I'm just trying to make sure.
That's why he's my friend. But you know, but I'm gonna say this: Kobe was talking about him, and I'm gonna tell you, everybody not as we just keep it real. People are good, but they not the greatest leaders as we want to pin them out to be.
Okay.
Perfect example: Kobe did an interview, and he was talking about Kwame. And he was talking about how, I forget who they was playing. He was talking about they was running the box and one. And he said Kwame was under the hole wide open every time. And he said he threw the ball to Kwame. I think he lost it out of bounds or something. And they was laughing at him. And the reporters laughing with him too. So he said he was pissed. So he go back and Kwame say, man, talk to him. And he said, similar to what Matt Barnes said, he said Kwame told him, man, don't throw me the ball. You know what I'm saying? Just don't throw me the... So he said he went to field. This is what Kobe said in the interview. He had said something about he went to field and told Field, take him out the game, man. And Field's like, nah, let him figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he was a real, like a strong leader,
he would have picked up on that.
Why didn't he take Kwame?
That's the coach's spot.
Hold on.
No.
Let me finish.
He's talking about him as a leader
As
and
a
the coach's job.
Hold on. Okay. Well, you say that's a coaching job, but in the same wait, let me say this.
Okay.
In the same interview, did what's her name? Jenny Buss?
Yeah.
Did she hear on a podcast?
Up in Smoke.
All the Smoke podcast. She told them how before they got Field back, how the Lakers was playing and Kobe pulled everybody to the side and he was coaching them.
Yeah.
So he played the coach role. You can't use that excuse.
Okay, I understand that.
He said so if you playing the coach role and you the best player in the league.
But you know who's who.
But exactly, but why not take
Or give him the game.
Why not take him and say, listen, I need to find you in the gym.
Leadership skill,
I need you in the gym every day.
Right. Joe,
You know
where that fear coming from?
Come on, exactly.
Let me tell you why. Y'all act like people got time. Listen,
They got time, bro.
We trying to win
He was in the
ships.
gym all the time,
We
bro.
trying to win ships. Y'all gon' not me. The team gon' go get this guy, knowing that I'm looking for straight ships. First of all, I'm not looking to be tooling no rookie.
Okay.
Listen,
Go ahead. I'm letting you listen.
So when they bring him, I ain't got time. It's just any job. If somebody bring you some guy, say, Joe, we need you to train this guy, right? You know what I'm saying? Or do this. Joe, listen. I'm on my way out. I done did 30
Okay,
years.
so check this
I ain't
out.
got time to be showing you how to hook up cable and shit.
So check this.
That.
I'm okay with that. Now this, hold on, because you get that. Now that helped make my point though. Check this out. That helps make my point. So you have the right to have that opinion, and I could feel the other way that he should have pulled him in. But that still go to what I say. He didn't have nobody once Mike was through with him, and especially how he handled him. He didn't have nobody.
He didn't. That's
He didn't
true.
have nobody like.
I think
like
that was
Shaq.
on the coaches from Wizards to the Lakers
And
to
I agree with
Charlotte.
that. That was all they
was
job.
on the coaches.
That's why
Yes.
That's why I can believe that it was something else behind it. They wanted it to play out like that.
Yeah.
Because nobody invested the time to help develop him in the league
So-
like they did some of them greater centers.
So it's
and
fa-
that's why I'm saying because if it's proof, if you prove and you go back and look at his stats and he was more productive the more minutes he played, why didn't these people invest in developing him more
They
or
didn't
put him
have
around
time.
people?
So,
no, I ain't
no,
talking about
they
just the
give you-
players. I'm not
You're
talking about
talking
just
about the
I'm
coaches.
talking about even the coaches.
Yeah.
They got the time because you just say
I'm talking about the owners.
Yeah,
Listen,
Kobe
when-
was practicing with people, but Tracy McGrady,
But listen,
all these other
when you
Elijah
come-
Wan practiced with people.
when you come number one, you have 2 to 3 years to say, Joe, to really to do what we expected you to do.
The pressure's high.
Yeah, so if you don't happen in 2 or 3 years, we can't build our team around you because we got you because we want to build our team around you. You as the center. We want to put guards all around here. You know what I'm saying? But since you didn't pan out, we don't have time to send you to a therapist, you know what I'm saying, to get your integrity and
Bro,
your self-esteem
they
up.
pay people to do that. He wasn't going to no LA to be the top
I'm
player
talking about
in
the
LA.
Wizards. I'm talking about the
But
Wizards.
even at the Wizards, Mike was still, you know what I'm saying?
Mike wasn't finna go.
I know, but still he was there.
But still, like to piggyback off, I see what he's saying because especially with big organizations like the Lakers, because think about D'Angelo Russell, right? When he was drafted, he was like number 1 and number 2.
Right.
Lonzo Ball,
2.
like number 1, number 2.
When you don't pan out,
They shipped them out within the first 3 years. Right?
But they developing them though.
They develop you for somebody else to handle
I
you.
understand that, but he didn't have that advantage, bro.
He
He
did.
went from
I
Mike
said that. He did.
to Kobe.
He did.
Right,
And then both of them threw him under the bus.
Yes.
Right.
Because both of them are first self-motivators.
And assassins.
And they assassins. They don't have time. They looking for ships. You know what I'm saying? Ships and ships.
And I understand.
Rings on
Especially
rings.
So can you agree? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he didn't have the right tutelage.
Right.
So
He didn't
that's
have
why
the
I
right
can't.
mentors.
Exactly. So that's why I can't say he a bust when
But
his
I said
statistics
compared
show.
to Shaq, listen, you a bust compared to Allen Iverson. Think about that.
Definitely have a bust.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
But that ain't the bad comparison.
No, but
you
I'm not
comparing me
saying-
to Iverson way out than Kwame to Shaq.
But that's
man.
what I was
Come
trying
on,
to
man.
do.
You tripping.
Give him somebody else. Give him somebody
Yeah,
else.
somebody else. Don't compare me to AI. Shout out to AI.
Yeah, shout out
Ain't
to
no
AI.
comparison here with me and AI.
He didn't put the wrong season in there.
Yeah. No, that's big because we talk about, once again, y'all, thank you for tuning in because we talking about, this topic where, mama season and mama cooking. Like the biggest thing we want to bring awareness to is the platform that you have, that people have, man. Let's use it for something instead of bashing people, man. Not and especially we talk about Stephen A. and and all these people Charlemagne that have like platforms that has notoriety, right? Brian mentioned a guy, Steve Harvey. I really want to know y'all opinion on Steve Harvey real quick. Like we can go around. Like what do you really feel?
No, let me
Do you feel
marinate.
like Steve Harvey is any different, or is he more higher or equivalent to Stephen A., Charlemagne, Rob Parker, like these guys?
I'm not gonna put Steve Harvey in that category.
Okay.
I think Steve is evolving. He's constantly growing. So maybe an earlier Steve, you may have heard him say some things, but I also heard Steve say some positive things. So I can't put Steve in that box. So as for me, I'm gonna say that Steve Harvey is a work in progress.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, Brian, what you think about Steve?
You should have went that way first.
Steve Harvey. What is your opinions on the brother?
Steve Harvey to me, man, he another one of those. I believe he one of those gatekeepers too. You know what I mean? I ain't personally. What I heard him say to Monique hurt me. When I heard that, when he said
I think
that,
he was scared though.
come on, but that's the problem. That's what she, Joe.
That's what she was saying,
That's what
though.
she's saying.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying. Like, What about our integrity? If you a great guy, I'm not finna bash you for 20 years about how you play basketball. Even if you do some bad stuff in basketball, I could critique you in a way. It's called constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Why don't we give any constructive criticism? Steve Harvey, he set a lot of people up for failure, man. But because he say good stuff, shoot, Hitler said some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey say some good stuff, but we'll look at the bad stuff he say. You know what I'm saying? But I me personally, I learned to eat the meat, spit out the bones.
Okay.
I don't follow him like that. You know what I mean? As a comedian, he's been pretty decent in my opinion.
Top 5? You think he's top 5 comedian?
I don't.
Never.
I don't
Never,
think
no,
he's top
never doing
five.
top five.
I don't think he's top 5.
Oh,
Me
Top
personally.
five.
Okay.
You know.
Shout out to Cat Williams.
Shout out.
Cat
to
Williams in the top 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Double down on that.
I don't know about my top 5.
Oh.
I got like you got Eddie, Richard Pryor,
Please say his name.
Fox,
Thank you.
Red Fox.
There we go. Got to get rid of that.
Fox funny.
That's the hell
I
of a
like
list.
some small. I like
I like Bernie Mac.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh.
Definitely in there.
People that's uncensored. And
It's
say
somebody
what
that
they
ain't even
want, you know?
ain't even mentioned that I
Yeah.
like this.
Hey, well, let me tell you something about Steve, though, man.
What you got?
This is real, right? I feel that certain people are, and you can go with this, you know what I'm saying? Certain people, when they, like you say, you're a gatekeeper, certain people get to that place and the white man's money is more relevant than their skin. That's why you hear him say some thought provocative shit sometimes. It's because he gotta balance it out.
He want to hook us with that.
You know, he want to balance it out. I'm keeping 100 because you can tell that his money is the way he move. You know what I'm saying? The way he take care of his family, and which is it should be, but to an extent, when you start denouncing, you know, certain people that, you know what I'm saying, that you grew up with. You know, he had problems with a lot of people. He had problems, you know what I'm saying, with Bernie Mac. This man had problems with a lot of people who come from the mud. That tells you something, even though he have this old story how he come from the mud. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a story. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, I can tell his kind. You can tell a person who would say, man, I'm not finna read this.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know them people,
Yeah.
they rebellious.
Yeah.
They do things. What's the guy name from Africa? You put me on.
Julius Malema.
Joe, they radical.
Yeah.
They do things that, you know what I'm saying, that they gotta cut the lights and cameras off for.
He even said that before, like what you getting at. He said that before about how, you know, you need to work just as hard as I did to get here. Why is it that we have that mentality? That's the same mentality that we take as black people, we'll take with our kids at times.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Rather than, what about them inheriting something?
Yep.
See, other races, they kids inherit wealth. You know what I'm saying? We want our kids, now you out at 18, you go work, you got to get out. And then we'll get old and let the house go or sell the house rather than leave them something as an inheritance. You know what I'm saying? Like, when is it going to come to a point where if I made it and I'm doing good, if somebody else got something that's worth looking at, why not look at it and put them on? Why? Well, you ain't worked hard enough. You ain't been around long enough yet. But if it's something good and it's a great idea, regardless, why not help them to skip that step? Why is it that they have to go through that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why is it that you have to make the decision that you have to go through all the struggle that I went through? I suppose I went through the struggle, so man, I don't have to go through that struggle.
Bingo. That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's crazy. That's what make me don't like him when he say stuff like that. Even now, when he talk about, I would not, for the sake of my integrity, basically risk the bag. You done made enough money right now. You mean to tell me they can't live off what you know what I'm saying, already established? You still willing to sell out your integrity at the stage of life that you're at now? Come on, man.
And that goes from, he still have to be present when he get money.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he still got a job to do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's something else behind it.
So when you think about it, you know, the people who we should, you know what I'm saying, look for something, you know, for inspiring or whatever, it's the people who really have that money, whereas I don't care if they don't give me that salary. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm making money in my sleep.
Yep.
I'm a multi-billionaire. Like them the people who really like kind of like stand up to the task. You know, and that's why we kind of honor Kaepernick because he didn't have the multi.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He still
stood on his principles.
Yeah, that's
and his
real.
morals. He still stood on them.
Yeah, he didn't care about that check.
That's more mama seasoning right there. That's what we talking about. That's what Kwame talking about. Like, it's more mama seasoning when you got more people that's gonna stand up for their principles and their morals, and they allow that. Why not allow the character to out in your integrity to outweigh the talent or the lack of talent? You know what I mean? When it comes to people, why y'all always just want to bash them and bash them and bash them? It's just like when he went at it, because originally the thing was about when Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson had went at him. And I understood exactly what he was saying. That was shiesty when Jenny Buss was talking and Matt Barnes, she said, I traded Kwame, and then he gonna reach over and tap dude.
And she didn't even get it, really.
She ain't get it, no. Like, we doing it to our own.
Yeah.
Here this white lady is talking about him. She just talking about business aspect of She ain't even dogging him.
Right.
And I had him, and he ain't do well to us because we let him go. But I ain't dogging him.
Right.
And here y'all got to bring it up and make a joke out of him and in front of her. Like, man, that's crazy.
They dance. That's the Sambo.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a bunch of them out there. And then once again, guys, thank you guys for tuning in, man, to this episode. We talking about this good stuff, man. A couple more points before we, switch gears. So once again, I want to get you guys' opinion because we have a platform, guys. We have a platform. We not on First Take. We not on all the smoke pot. Like we not there. We will be, and we gonna pass them, right? But what do you guys think about? Honestly, truly believe. Like, hear me out. You get to a platform where Caucasian people in authority want you to say something that is going to look like you're not for the people, but they're throwing you a bag, like a big bag, right? Throwing you that's some money that'll take care of your kids, kids, but they want you to talk about or devalue Black people that's in sports, that's in music and actors and things like that. Do you guys feel like, just think outside the box. Do you think it could come to a point where you can have to think about taking that opportunity if somebody came to you like that?
Well, before you answer that, I want to make sure you really think.
Right.
Convince the
Listen, before you say that, just keep in mind this disclaimer. Black people doing it for the PPP loan. So before you start saying that, you might not we doing it for the PPP, right? Right? So now go ahead and answer that question.
Okay, so let me put it in a nice little, a nice little form. So if they give me a job, and most likely it's not gonna be done just one day I'm doing this. It's gonna be consistent.
You got to sell it.
So you said celebrities and sports and stuff like that. I take that bag.
Shit.
Let me tell you.
Won't he do it?
Hold on, listen. You told me, listen, I'm critiquing celebrities. I'm like a little journalist, whatever, right?
Right.
So, but at the end of the day, it's still up to me. You know what I'm saying? To deliver what I need to deliver. You know what I'm saying? You just want me to critique it. I can give people decent critiques without, you know what I'm saying, getting personal with them. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the thing.
Wait, that's not the bag he talking. He said, would you degrade them?
He wants you to degrade them.
He said they want you to degrade them. Would you degrade them?
Will you put the dress on?
Listen.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do that.
Would you put the dress on?
No, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
We're not going to do that.
Okay.
First of all, I can't degrade my peoples, first of all.
Okay.
But I can critique them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you give me the job for critiquing, degrading, you're not going to say that as an owner. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to say.
Why wouldn't they say that?
Because they're not. They're going to sharpen it up. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna say that.
They,
So-
you
but
never.
they're gonna look for.
I think they saying it
I
with some of them.
think they're gonna look for you to be aggressive, but they ain't gonna look. for you
I'm
to
with
say,
Kwame. I think they tell some of them they go out there and it's a target. They paint the target on them.
You
Go
know,
get them.
go over there, pick whatever dress you want. Like now, you ain't got to wear the long one. You can choose between that and the short one.
Do you think Stephen A. degrades black people?
I think he humiliates some of the people that's in the NBA that's not up to
Performing.
par.
Okay, so that part. If the producers of First Take said we're gonna fire Stephen A., but we want you to take his exact role, would you take that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna take that. You know, because he did it wrong. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna love me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna love me because, you know, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna offer my opinion, and I'm gonna put a little twist in there. But I'm not gonna call nobody Chris Spice, Boss Spice. I'm not gonna call nobody, you know what I'm saying? You know, all these different names. I'm not gonna do that, man.
Scholar, what you got? You taking that bag or you gonna let it walk?
You know I was gonna take the bag regardless. No, what I'm saying is, you know, the reality, man, we'll kill each other for the white man's money. You get what I'm saying?
Slave master on that motherfucking
Right?
green paper.
No, ain't no sellout in me. My hope is that I wouldn't let it corrupt me. You feel me? But you know, we'll sit up here and tell each other we ain't gonna take the bag.
Right.
But as soon as everybody leave,
They take
you
the bag.
you gonna sign the contract.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep it regal with you.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and
Me
sign
too.
up front. You know.
Right, you
Right.
taking that bag?
That
or-
ain't true, man.
Okay.
Okay.
That ain't true, bro.
All right.
You can't say everybody ain't taking that bag, man. And it ain't a knock at people who will take the bag. You know what I mean? Like I didn't come and get on this for no money. Y'all introduced me to some stuff about, you know what I'm saying? Be honest.
Write that down. You
Y'all,
don't have to pay him.
y'all
Tell him about
introduced
it.
me to some stuff. Y'all like, you know, this could be something potential to this. And I'm like,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I was willing without the bag.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like taking that bag, it's certain people I just choose not to get in bed with. See what I'm saying? So anybody who I know, who I feel like for instance, I feel like they are planted in their position to play the role
Of course,
of a person who will degrade, whether it's directly told to them or
Or
not,
indirectly.
or indirectly. So if I know these are the people in charge, I'm not even finna
Not even
get
gonna
in the
mess
bed
with
with
them.
them.
Okay.
And I would trust that I still, man, I ain't never had no problem getting no bag.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can go another route to get the bag.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it.
And that's
No.
that's mainly true when that's your career path. If you went to communication and they giving you a bag to do what you went to school for, you know what I'm saying? You really gonna trust that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because you ain't gonna let the opportunity pass. But like you said, if you didn't did your history on who's giving you the bag and you feel like you don't wanna, you know what I'm saying, jump in the bed, that's on you because you're gonna get another job somewhere else.
Right.
But this wasn't that. This was just
But that's what
he
he
wore a bag.
But no, that's what he said. He said if these same people who employed them and put them in that position, if they say we getting rid of them and we want you.
Yeah.
So that is what
But that
he's
ain't
talking
what
about.
we do though.
But that's what he's saying. That's the question that was raised. That's the question that Red said it just like that. If they said I'm firing Stephen A. Smith
Right.
and I want you to do it now. See now, no, I can't because I already know the type of people that you are. That's why he was the fool that he is, because he know what y'all expect of him.
But-
so I can't get in the bed with you because you was okay with what he doing anyway.
But you know what? Everybody at ESPN, right? You know, Disney, however you want to call it, everybody there doesn't take the stand on degrading
Oh, of course
black
not.
people,
Of
right?
course
No,
not.
everybody
Okay,
does.
so when you denying this opportunity, you making a mark and changing things.
No,
See,
he's talking about a specific position.
I
though.
understand.
He's talking about a specific
but
position.
These positions that we can take sometimes and open doors and change the way things are laid out.
You can't change what the boss wants.
No, you can change.
You can't change what the boss wants.
Jalen Rose did that. He don't have the same mindset as these guys.
But you see how less of a role he played and where he played his role at.
He had his own show.
Yeah, but that you see is separate from his though, and it don't get as much publicity as his.
He
don't get as much publicity as his.
He ain't getting much.
Jalen gonna get a check anyway. But you know
though.
why he getting a check? You know why Jalen Rose getting a check though? Because Jalen Rose was a bona fide baller anyway, and they know his ratings gonna hit with him anyway. It's different between you walking off the street and Stephen A. Smith walking off the street compared to Jalen Rose, who was already a bona fide baller. Yeah, come on, man, it is a big deal. You mean to tell me
Jalen Rose was a star in the NBA?
You mean to
he wasn't a star in the NBA?
What?
Ooh.
You out your man, dude? Is you crazy?
Jalen Rose was not a star.
He was a star. He may not have been this extreme superstar, but he was a star in the NBA, man.
No, he was
from college all the way up, man.
He was a star in college
And in the NBA, bro.
That could be we ain't even about to get
Man,
that could take off.
dude.
That could take off
It's not even debatable. If we
You
say
better
a
check
star,
Jalen Rose foul,
we
boy.
saying star.
Jalen Rose put up numbers, bro.
Jalen Rose was a
Jalen
six
Rose
man.
put up numbers, bro.
Name a 6 man that you know was a star.
Jalen Rose was a star.
Name a 6 man that you know, not counting Jalen, that was a star.
A 6 man?
A 6 man.
You got a lot of 6 man in the
That
league
was
that's
a star.
But we talking about Jalen Rose, though.
I'm keeping it
Let's
100.
We talking about Jalen Rose,
Let's put a
though.
pin in that because I got mixed feelings about the Jalen Rose thing.
Bro.
Okay, so look, what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch gears, man. We're gonna talk about that Jalen Rose. Grind is about that time.
Man, it's about that time, man. What we do, man, and we give a shout out to the plug.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the plug. Just for everybody to make everything, to make it possible for us to be here on today. As you can see, man, we rocking that Moolah Monster apparel on today.
Nice.
For sure,
Man,
baby.
if you ain't up on that Moolah Monster, get up on Moolah Monster apparel. Where they can find you at, bro?
Moolah Monster Collections. Check me out on Instagram.
All right.
Moolah Monster on Facebook. We everywhere. MoolahMonster.com.
Check out the new fall colors where you get the latest and greatest in urban wear.
sir.
All right. Also, we want you to check out our brother Reggie moving forward his podcast, the Nas Society podcast. Our brother podcast, man, where you get the latest and greatest on relationship topics. And it get hot sometimes. It's too hot for me to chime in all the time because I don't like playing with fire, so I stay away from some of it. But y'all make sure y'all check my bro out at the Nas Society podcast, all right? And then if you ain't up on it, man, get up on it. Holy Grind, check out the music, man. Check out the album Blood Reflect, man. You got the latest single Till It Comes. You can find it on any streaming platforms. You can find it on YouTube. Go watch the video Till It Comes by Holy Grind on the video, man. Y'all get into them, man, on YouTube, all right? And hey, shout out to the plug.
Shout out to the plug.
Shout out to the plug.
So look, man, before we sign off, normally you guys follow the shows, and of course you do. We do what's in that bag. But since this is the last episode of season 1, you know, first of all, I just want to give you guys a hand clap, man. We did it, man. We knocked it out, right? So before we sign out, man, I just want you guys briefly, you know, just to tell me your thoughts about the season, give the people just a little insight about what you want to bring for season 2 and just how we about to take off. Go
Man,
ahead, bro.
people, season 2 gonna be ridiculous, man. Better scenery, better guests, you know what I'm saying? You know, I feel that season 2 gonna take us to another level. We want y'all to still be with us. We're gonna go live, you know what I'm saying? Some people can't check us out, you know. We're gonna go live. Y'all just, you know, y'all hear from us in 2 weeks. We there.
You know it. Scholar, what you got, man?
Season 2, TOTB was created, you know, to be the voice to the voiceless, right? So, you know, we really gonna be really out there digging, looking for the people out there. They got stories, they got ideas. We give you all a voice. This is what we're here for. So we're gonna really be reaching into the communities, reaching into the people, man. We're really excited about what's gonna be next. So, man, if y'all deal with TOTB and follow us, come mess with us. And we're gonna really find somebody that can really end this dispute between the 6 man.
That was cold.
Brian, what you got, man?
Man, listen, hey, we are thinking outside the box, TOTB, man. But you know, also another important member, man. I just want to give a shout out to the man behind the camera, man. Give a shout out to Bill.
Shout
Shout out to Bill.
Shout out
Bill is
to
the camera,
Bill,
man.
man.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's our technician. Yes, sir.
Listen, man, he keep us looking good, man, no matter what we on. There's a lot of people that look at the show. They say, man, the show be so dope. They love the editing and everything, man. We couldn't do it without him, man. And just thinking about how people already esteem us, man, just going into this second season, man. I'm just looking forward for the audience to be more interactive with us, man, as far as what they want us to talk about. We looking to give y'all a lot more content. I'm thinking all the guests that we had, man. We had some fire guests on here, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rez. Rez know a lot of people, man. It's a popular dude over here, man.
Hey, can we get some
It's a popular
guests?
dude over here, man.
Yeah, I don't know about popular, but yeah.
Popular dude, but we have some good guests, man. Shout out to all the guests that came to TOTB.
Shout out.
J-Dub 6'2".
J-Dub
Rocky.
6'2", Rocky, amen.
Council
man.
with the council.
Council
man.
with the council.
Yeah,
And we had some great
T.
T.
See, yeah.
Yeah, we had some corn. Yeah.
We had a lot.
Shay Baby.
Oh.
Shay Baby.
Man, we had some great people, and we looking forward to
Yana.
going into this next season.
Yes, sir.
Yana, yeah, not forget Yana.
Everybody.
Yeah, shout out to Yana, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we just looking forward to going into this. I'm looking forward because, man, I think about what we've already spoken about and what we've already addressed, and even though we keep up with the things that's going on in time, you know, I'm looking forward to the controversial things that's gonna come up in the future.
TOTB.
TOTB.
TOTB is in full effect. So, guys, with that, like, just to piggyback off them, man, I am so proud of these guys on this panel, man. You know, I'm 35, right? So people call me an OG. These are my OGs. You know, I look up to them, right? I get my wisdom and all that from them, man. So I want to thank you guys, man, just for. I mean, this season was nothing compared to what next season is gonna be, man. So with that being said, I hope y'all ready, man. Tune in for season 2, and with that, we are
Thinking outside the box.
Season 2, y'all.
See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, reroute today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage, not this is far more tragic than was comprehended. This has got to stop, I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition, believe it, especially when you hate and aim to kill a man.